So, did you guys already all, except for new person, open a new part? And then, so I printed the pages from the book, so it's super easy to follow. So I'm just gonna call it out as I do it. This is a little bit more of a technical part because we did a real simple one last semester. So definitely ask questions because it's gonna get potentially a little bit crazy. Because we're working more on fixed relations than we did last semester. Okay. So on this one, it tells you which plane to work on, and for this specific part, that's really important because as you continue, if you're not on the right plane, your part's going to be totally jacked. Okay. So first, we're finding the front plane. Select that, and then I do the right click, and then I bring it normal to, which just means that you're looking at it straight on. And then you're going to sketch a rectangle to the center rectangle. You can see that. And then don't worry about the dimensions initially, just hit OK. Yep. Yes. Yeah, I'm trying to fix the center point to the origin, which that's not really something you guys need to do necessarily right now. So then once your rectangle is drawn, then while you're still in sketch, you want to go into smart dimension and then dimension your rectangle. Drag it to the other side. And then so once you see that your object is all in black versus blue, that means you properly have it dimensioned as in as a whole. All sides are dimensioned. Then it's blue, and that means that it's not completely dimensioned. Try dimensioning it in a different. And then so the next thing we're going to do is go into features, and you're going to extrude it, which means you're going to make it actually three-dimensional. Okay, and then the next step is you're gonna select the top surface of your base. So this actually is the top surface that you're looking for. And then we're gonna create a plane. So this right here is your plane reference. And you're going to drop down and select plane. Maybe. There we go. Okay, so the flip, like that was the question I had earlier. The flip is actually just going to drop it down. And then when you put your dimensions in, it's going to put it into the correct place, like on figure 3.51. Which this should be 1.25. And we're working in inches. This whole thing is in inches, by the way. And then right here, we're just going to drag the plane out just to make it a little bit bigger. There's not a specific size that you need to make it. How's everybody doing? You guys are quiet. That either means you're doing it well or you're stuck. Okay, so we're on page 96. And it says we're going to switch to the top view. So, right here are where your views are. Did everybody see where I went? Pretty fancy, you know. And then we are going to sketch a line, but we're actually going to do a center line. So right here, there's a drop down and you just hit center line. And you want to start back here. And see how on my mouse it says 90 degrees? It lets you know if you're just a little bit off to the side. You want to be able to see that 90 degrees, which I did not do correctly. So I'm going to go back into, so to delete that line, I just right clicked on it and then I scrolled down to delete. And then I'm just going to redo my center line. Okay, and then we're going to draw another line. This time it's just a regular line. And you want to start right about here. You see how it's called snapping to because it's got the little symbol next to it. So you're just going to draw the line out. How far out you draw is really not important right now because we're going to dimension it later. So you just want to make sure you're following this path. And you know that you're on the correct path because these little symbols that I can't really point to, see how it's in yellow and in green? Those little symbols are showing you that you're following the line path. And then we're going to draw another line at the edge of this one at an angle. Doesn't really matter the angle, doesn't really matter the length because like I said, we're going to dimension it in a minute anyways. And then you're going to hit OK. And then our next step is the tangent arch. So you're going to grab the end of this line and you're going to go to the end of the center line. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be the end, it can be just a point on it. Okay, so this is when we're going to start fixing our relationships, and what that means is so that when we start adding our dimensions, it doesn't change it, right? Okay, like doesn't make it all wonky. Okay, so we're gonna push your control key so that we can select the center line right here, this line that we drew right here, and this arc point. Yep, yep, and you'll see that you'll show that. I lied though, you're gonna hit mirror. But hit control, select all those things, and then hit mirror entries. And then you should have an exact replica flipped on the other side. So next we're going to, what some of you have already done this, and that's totally awesome, we're going to make this so it's as 1 versus 2. And I actually am not good at pronouncing that word, so I just kind of skip it. Concentric? Concentric? Concentric. That thing. No. So you're going to hit your control button again so you can select these two, the two arches, and then you can see it right here. Concentric button. And then that should merge everything as one. And then we're going to close off the sketch. So like we have this line right here. I don't know if it will let you extend it or if we should just draw a new line, so you can try both ways. Because see this little orange line that's popping up right here? We need to finish the close the figure by extending it. So you can either try to delete it, which I don't recommend that. I would just say draw a new one. So start at that point. And then from here, we're going to start smart dimensioning. And so if while you're dimensioning it, you're drawing shifts or whatever, that just means that the proper relationships didn't take while we were making it, and that's fine. Just call me or AJ over and we'll help you fumble through it, you know. And the dimensions are all on the packet. And it's okay if your image goes outside of your plane, that it's not going to affect it at all. Like with this one right here. Okay, so you have to make sure that you are in your sketch. And then once you're in sketch, you can hit Smart Dimension. And then you just click whichever object you're trying to dimension. So sketch, Smart Dimension. So at this point, we're gonna extrude this.
So we need to make sure that we exit sketch, right?
Nope, you should still be in sketch. So as you, all I did was hit the extrude button and then selected what I'm trying to make three-dimensional, and it was this part of the bracket that's sticking out. Now I don't know if you guys can see that on mine, it looks like it's going up. We want to extrude it so it goes down. So if you see this blind button, that actually is going to push it down versus up. And I'll show you guys that again. It's up, down. And then the dimensions on this are 0.25 inches.